Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Ain't No Place for a Hero is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. A gritty, cutthroat world where politics, sorcery, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Treachery and murder both come cheap, and characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor.
This is episode 148 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. The party have decided to turn their attention back to the secrets of Tarak Nev, and now find themselves exploring the terrible Dead City. We pick up the story with the party in a narrow tunnel under the ruined temple, deciding what to do next. Good evening. My name is Chris, alternatively known on this channel as GM Chance, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our story, to our tabletop role-playing session tonight. What story is that? Well, the game that we're playing, the campaign that we're playing, well, you can see the name up on screen. It is Ain't No Place for a Hero. The system that we use to play is a tabletop role-playing system which has its origins all the way back in the dim dark past of the 1980s, the early 1980s. And I, in fact, have been playing pretty much exclusively this system since the 1980s. So the title of the campaign is Ain't No Place for a Hero. And here are our heroes. Here are the characters which will be entertaining and hopefully entertaining you and driving our story along this evening. We normally have 5 players, but we're a couple of players down tonight. Both Giles and Alex can't join us, but I have just seen that Aiden has just joined us. Hello, Aiden. Great to have you.
Hello.
So between Aiden, Graham, and Pete, 3 players tonight, they'll be doubling up not only of their own players, but also picking up both Alex's and Giles. So my thanks to them for doing so. Before we jump in to learning a little bit more about the characters by way of what we term character development questions. Maybe we need a better name for that. But anyway, just some questions I send out in advance of our game to help the players better understand their characters, understand what makes them tick a bit more. Before we do so, just my regular, but very sincere thank you to all of the people that follow and support us online. Cool. A frog in my throat. This is our hobby. We enjoy gaming, and we would be doing this anyway. The fact that we can record our games and post them both on YouTube, but also across quite a wide number of podcasts, and we have people from all around the world listening in and providing comments and feedback and thoughts and suggestions and advice and all the rest, is really fantastic. We love the support. Please keep it going. We always love to hear what you think of the game, so please feel free to make a comment or a suggestion down below or on any of the many places that these various links for these games appear online. Again, my refrain that I make each time, and I think it's the refrain that pretty much every single person that runs a YouTube channel says, if you haven't already, we would really appreciate a like down below, or even better, much better, much better, a subscribe. It really does help the channel grow and help other people like you, find our stories. And if you have done so, please tell your friends. Maybe you've got old buddies that used to play Rolemaster back in the day, and you'd like to share with them our tales. Thank you. Okay, so as mentioned, we spent a bit of time in this game delving into a bit more about the background, the psychology, perhaps, the motivations, the likes, the dislikes, the foibles, whatever you want to call it, of the characters, these fictitious entities up on screen. And we do that in a variety, and we have done that in a variety of different ways over the course of our various sessions. But most commonly, as we're going to do tonight, I send out a number of questions in advance of our game to the players for them to have a mull over and a think, and then have a crack at answering either one or two or whatever. And tonight, we're starting off with Pete. Pete, the mic is yours.
Kia ora, thanks, Chris. So I'll be playing 3 characters tonight. First
Busy.
of which is he's busy tonight. Yes. First of which is Leif. The question I'd like to answer for Leif is, what's the most heartwarming act of charity your character has witnessed? This is an event that happened a long time ago, before we were recording, and it is how Victory joined the party. So poor Victory the cat was stuck up a tree, being harassed, tortured, and threatened by a group of thugs in the country of Krapilan, way up the top where our characters first met. And it was a combination of things, but it was particularly Kiros who said, this is just not on. She was immediately was sure that she was going to take a stand for Victory, and the rest of the group was slightly uncertain, but then we got on board, and I think that really was sort of the making of the party, really. I mean, it's sort of, Victory's our mascot. Victory's really important to us all, and it was just Kiros being like, no, this is just not on. This little girl standing up to these nasty characters. It was very heartwarming, and I think Leif was very, very impressed with her. The next character I'll be playing tonight is Mithan. Question for her is, what's the most peculiar magical effect your character has experienced? Well, there's all sorts of different magical effects that this party we've come across. One that I think she's finding peculiar at the moment is exactly where we are. We are in the City of the Dead in Tarak Nev, and we're not sure of how time is working. The sun is moving strangely across the sky forwards and backwards, and it's sort of, we don't know exactly. We sort of had an indication that sometime was night, but yeah, it's just feeling really odd, this whole atmosphere of being in the city. We clearly, when we came through the demon gateway, we've entered a different dimension, or there's something different going on in this city. I don't know if it's magical or what, but it's just, I think we're just all feeling very peculiar. It'll be interesting to learn more about that. The last character I'm playing is Kiros. As Chris said before, I'm not going to answer a question for her because, I'm not exact. I don't tend to want to do that, and none of them is leaping out. Apart from, I suppose, no, that would be
all good, Pete.
If someone else wants to have a go, that'd be great. But I'm not sure. Not sure how I should answer.
Sure thing, and totally understanding. And as mentioned, relatively short notice that you're picking up Keros tonight. Really appreciate it on behalf of both Alex and the rest of us for doing so. So thank you.
Oh, no. And can we please hear from Graham? Thanks, Chris.
Very heartwarming to, always hear a story of charity that ends in the death of 5 people. For a cat. Or however many it was. Sometimes I question our ethics. Usually, Leif is the constant in our party.
Have your characters asked? Are we the bad guys? I don't know.
Well, I think some of us were. I don't think Leif was. But anyway, so playing 3 characters. First of whom is Nyathnal. and she's going to answer the question, the same one actually, a heartwarming act of charity. I think more broadly than that, it's not had a particularly happy life. She's had an unhappy childhood, fell in with a gang of thieves essentially, and thieves being thieves, you had to watch your own back, and there was a lot of double crossing and so forth, which ultimately led to her leaving her city. So I think it was just the general kindness of the party to her was really weird. She's very much used to looking after her own herself. In fact, that's she's got a self-healing spell. She's quite resilient. She kind of dabbles in magic, fighting, and stealth. So it was an odd to be part of a party, and she's found it extremely enjoyable. About fighting amongst other people who've got different skills and so forth. And I guess it was an odd sensation to experience people being kind to her and helping her out in times of situation. And she hopes she's repaid that. But it was, for someone who's had a bit of a troubled life and born on the wrong side of the tracks, it was novel.
Nice.
Etienne, next. How does your character handle the pressure of high stakes situations? Well, for a guy who just believes in fate, he just he believes everything's mapped out everywhere anyway. And that the goddess, if something goes a bit wrong, well, hopefully the goddess will get involved and sort it all out. And what he's doing is he's where he's supposed to be, and he's doing what he's supposed to do. So it's that's how he thinks of that. So he's not one for feeling the pressure, I don't think. He has, had some difficult times of late, but he kind of believes blindly that it's all for a bigger cause and there's greater powers at work, etc. And I will pass on Tarquin. I don't think I'm qualified to answer a question for him.
Sure thing. And again, my thanks. That's for viewers' benefits. That's Tarquin there, Giles's character that Graham has very kindly picked up. 3 characters as well. That's a busy handful, and that, by the way, was Keros's image as well. 1 player, 2 characters left to go. Hayden, go for it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I'll do Grey first.
Grey, certainly.
What's the most peculiar magic effect your character has ever experienced? I would say for Grey, it's this weird moment that he can't quite remember, where he was in this place, and they were chasing monkeys, and then he remembers this monkey ripping his throat out, and it was very weird because he was sure that he was dead. But then he woke up and he was miraculously healed, and it was very odd to him. He didn't know how it happened, but some kind of magic was, bound to happen, and then he woke up and he was fine, and he actually felt better than fine. He felt amazing.
There you go.
That's his one.
Someone was looking over him.
Yeah, someone. It's happened a couple of times, but that one stands out for him. And for Demos, sorry, I'm just trying to think. I just saw these now, so I'm just trying to figure out what to do for Demos. What's the most extraordinary ritual your character has participated in? I would say for Demos, it wasn't really a ritual, but just like the bringing back to life of Keros was pretty extraordinary, and to witness it was kind of amazing, I think, for Demos. It was quite a hopeful thing, I think, for him. And yeah, I think it was, to be a part of it was pretty amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent, and well met, Aidan. We didn't get a chance to say hello before the camera started rolling. Great to have you with us tonight, as always. Yes,
good to be here.
So, just a quick reminder or comment from me, if gentle viewer and gentle listener, you're not already aware. Pete already alluded to it. We've been playing both this game and the Twilight of the Old Order game for quite some time. Twilight of the Old Order started in July 2019, and this game, Ain't No Place for a Hero, started in July 2020, and we're currently playing in June 2025. So a good chunk of time. We only started recording these games, despite quite a bit of water going under the bridge, late 2022, early 2023. So there will be things that are alluded to. You heard both the cat story and the monkey story just then. Those are obviously incidents that took place before we started recording. And just a quick heads up, if you haven't already and you are enjoying these stories, but you want to get a bit of a feel for what might have happened earlier on, if you have a look up at the very first video on this playlist, you'll see like a quick summary video of some of, not all, but a bit of a sense of where these characters have come from and what's going on. There's also a document that you can click. There's the links down in the description below, and that provides just a bit more color and a bit more information, again, before we started recording the games. Okay, so, well met, one and all. Those are the characters. You can see them up on screen. Their names, you can see them there. Now is the time that we, in our game, where we turn to Pete to provide a quick rundown of what happened last time. Pete, rather than switch in between maps, I'm just going to stick with the current map that you're on. So I'll jump in with perhaps an image or two if I have it to spare, but we might just have to rely on your dialogue, please.
Sure. Cool, thank you. So, last episode, we're in the Temple of Burning Night. Well, we believe that's what it is. In Tarak Nev, the City of the Dead, we're looking for the Arini Chonta and our nemesis, basically. These people from Turang, the United People's Peasant Party, or I can never remember the name of their sect.
You want me to tell you?
As well as, yes, please. Is it the Hammer of New Age or the New Enlightenment Union?
These guys are the New Enlightenment Union. The other game are the Committee for the New Age, and the acronym is, there are two acronyms. The first is the Turang People's Party, or the TPP, but there's also the kind of a wider global movement is probably a better description rather than an organization as such. It's pretty loose. An affiliation, you would say, of the United, either Peasants Party or United People's Party, depending on where you are, and that's more of an ideological, an ethos, an idea rather than there are probably individual parties that they belong to. So, yeah, United People's Party, but the Turong People's Party, TPP.
Thank you. But more specifically, I think we're after the New Enlightenment Union, the people, the head of that sect, that political ideal, that group of people. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you. Arini Chonta and Torvash Kanali, our wonderful friend. So they're here, we believe, but also perhaps more. Well, who knows if it's more importantly, we are looking for the sword, Defiler's Bane, or as well. And we believe that that's perhaps somewhere in the Temple of Burning Night. That was a lead we had. We might be here. We had sort of investigated this temple, and then we'd found a flagstone that sort of was letting off poison stuff, and we sort of smashed it. But it also was ringing its gong, making this big loud noise, and some sort of creature came along from outside, and because the temple is quite well fortified, there was, it was sort of solid doors, and there was only one small hole which we came through, so we felt quite secure. But now this big creature from the summoned by this gong from this magical flagstone in the floor of a hidden room, has now come along and started smashing on the wall. So we thought we better, and it's going to break the wall down and probably come in after us. So we decided we better. Once we killed this magical flagstone, it revealed a hole and a staircase. So we figured, okay, this big creature won't find this down here. Also, this is perhaps where we want to go to try and find the sword. So the whole party decided to go down the hole. Before that, though, Tarquin finished putting the crystals, and there were crystals and some sort of a mechanism on a table, and crystals to put into holes and dials to fiddle. He finished doing that. He just started previously, but he finished doing that, and as he'd done that, I think M.E.R.P was watching as more, in the main part of the temple, more apparitions appeared on the plinths. There were more crystals and holes to do than apparitions that appeared, so perhaps they did other things, not sure. But nothing else seems to have come of that. The rest of the apparitions appeared, and before going down the hole, both Tarquin and M.E.R.P sort of ran around that room looking at them, trying to get a read on what these images of, and we figured that they were there were gods of the people, the Nereti people. I think we'd had that information, so yeah, thanks. And on screen we can see some of the image, the statues or apparitions, so sort of see translucent. So there's some physical statues on ones that existed on the plinth already, and then as we put these crystals in the hole, some sort of appeared like an apparition. So all these lovely characters, we're really hoping that they don't come alive. Did I say that? No, not jinxing it. So M.E.R.P and Tarquin did a quick scoot round the main part of the temple with this guy, this creature from outside, banging, starting to smash holes in the wall. Meanwhile, Kiros and Nathanel and Etienne went down to check this very narrow passageway down the stairs underneath the magical flagstone to check for traps, to make sure it was safe for the rest of us to go down there. I think Gray and Leif actually at the time were unconscious because the flagstone had knocked them out. They both came round fairly quickly, which was a bit of a relief. M.E.R.P and Tarquin didn't notice anything odd about the statues or the apparitions that appeared on the rest of the plinths around the temple. But we did take note of what they looked like, and also took note of the main statue of Orgiana, I believe. Tarquin went up and checked to see if anything had changed there. Fair to say, though, it was a pretty quick run around. There she is there. That's hence why we think we're in the right place as the Temple of the Burning Night. As we went down the hole, Tarquin stayed sort of on watch and managed to catch a glimpse of this creature that was bashing its way in. Oh, there he is. Yeah, not a pleasant fellow. Really large and just sort of uncouth, I think. Yeah, not someone you'd want anything to do with. But I think he scooted. I think he cast darkness, so it didn't see where he went, and then he went into the hidden room and then down the hole as well. So there we all were together down this hole. We had some torches lit, and Leif had a magical spell on. We went down some stairs, turned a corner, and as I say, very narrow. There was a door to the left, and I think it was Nathanel who went and investigated it, and really odd. 5 seated figures around a table. You can see them to the left there. Sort of some of them slumped over. Could see their hands, and they were not skeletal, but desiccated. Yeah,
Good
dried
word.
out.
Good word.
Yeah. So we're hoping they're dead. They didn't move, but you never know. There was a chalice in the middle of the table. Gray, I think, did some sniffing and decided it might well be poisoned. There were some items on the shelf. Yeah, there's the poison chalice, perhaps. So not entirely sure what the situation here is, but sort of we are in the city of the dead, and we do know that there was some nasty stuff that went down here. The items on the shelf to the left, some scrolls and some pouches and some books. I don't know that we checked inside the pouches. I might well be wrong. That's perhaps where the amulets were. I'm not sure. I didn't take clear notes. But Nathanel collected all of those. We were checking for secret doors and things, and it was Nathanel who noted that the wall on the other side of the shelf seemed hollower. There's a room on the other side, even though we couldn't see a door outside in the corridor. So we investigated further in that corridor and did find a sort of a secret door. Well done, Nathanel. Inside that room was not a particularly pleasant sight. A skeleton, a dead body. I don't know if it was a skeleton. Sort of chained up. There you go, hanging from a pillar. He had a scroll case around his neck, which I think eventually Nathanel took. Yeah. sort of hung from there. On the other side of the pillow, I believe, was a statue of Orgiana. So we're in the right place. This is her temple, we think. I don't know if there's terribly much else in this room apart from a fairly grisly sort of skeleton. More searching revealed that, as you can see on screen there was another door that was hidden or plastered over, I think, fairly poorly, but plastered over. In that wall, we investigated that, and it was sort of a very small storage space, perhaps, finding in there a silver chest with some books, some rotting books and scrolls, and some scraps of cloths, and a spiky ball, a mace head that and I think that's sort of where we're up to. We did peek around the corner of the passage when it turns the corner, and we saw what we think a couple of sarcophaguses, but we haven't sort of been down. I don't think we've been down there quite as yet to investigate. I think that's what we're up to.
Perfect.
Anything else to add?
I can just confirm that there were 2 bags of coins, some 3 faded scrolls, 4 damaged books, 5 amulets, silver scroll case, large ruby chalice, and a scribbled leather-bound notebook, which I don't think we've ascertained if we can read yet.
Partridge in a pear tree.
Right.
The notebook was the item that Tarquin found upstairs in the room where the spiky monster came out of.
So we couldn't read it because we had looked at it. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, I included everything you'd found. And yes, to quickly qualify, the amulets were not in the bags. You haven't looked in the bags, or the pouches, I should say. The amulets were just lying just here, where you saw the GM delete them before. And that is exactly where we begin, unless there's any other questions or comments, anything that's been missed.
I think that was pretty good.
Cool. Lovely. Alrighty. Let's, if you're ready and waiting, keen to see what happened, let's start the game. Exactly where you begin. One last point. Tarquin poked his head in. Tarquin's the very last person in this conga line of characters. And just to reiterate, Pete, your earlier point, incredibly narrow. Quite an effort to squeeze past each other. Swinging weapons that are longer than short weapons will have a negative. And it is very, very cramped in here. So Tarquin is the end of the conga line. He poked his head inside this room and he closed the door. That's exactly where we begin. What do you do?
Quick confab if we maybe.
Yep.
It's just a note to the party that if we do meet anything less than savoury, we'd probably be better going back into the room where the poisoned priests are.
Thing.
Because then we can actually, at the moment, obviously we're single file and somewhat limited.
Yeah.
Distinctly not talking about swinging cats. We wouldn't do that.
No. That would be, just the cat mistress might be away, but I don't suggest we.
I don't mention anything about that.
I don't suggest you go there because
No. Even the expression is not appropriate. Is what I mean.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway,
Just,
no, good plan. Yeah.
Chris, what coins were in the bags? I may as well just take a note of those.
Well, you haven't looked yet.
Can we look at the bags and the coins in the bag, please?
Certainly. There are gold coins, many of them.
Oh, my favourite.
Many gold coins. There are well and truly, you'd have to probably take some time to count them, like so many coins in each. It'll take some time to count, but your quick appraisal, Neathanal, there's certainly more than 50 in each.
In each? Great. Well, if she's got some downtime, she'll start counting them.
Sure.
Does she have downtime though? Because isn't it her job to sneak up that nasty passage? The next passage, I mean.
Oh, what a job. I don't know. I think whatever knows we're coming, I think I might just I reckon Etienne should just go at the top and.
Yep, awesome.
Anyway, we're ready for the call to backtrack, and if we do backtrack, let's all pile into that room where we can swing victory. Right. So, okay. Actually, no. Maybe Nathaniel ought to go first. Just check. So she'll squeeze past, and just start her usual routine of checking for secrets.
All right.
And Etienne will hover behind with the sword out, just in case something nasty happens.
Okay. So you're here. You're proceeding down this inky black corridor. You did see. Tell me if otherwise. You did see that it came down and then turned another corner.
Yeah.
By the way. Okay.
And I guess when we get to the first, so there's a cloth over a body.
Yes. So you haven't actually stepped this far yet. So I'll move Neathanel kind of back there. You've just squeezed your way past Etienne. Yeah, you can see a black stone slab. It's set into an alcove in this very, very narrow passage. You can see exactly that. There's a gap either side. There's even a little gap at the back. And there is a mouldering, rancid cloth. And yeah, there appears to be a humanoid form underneath. And you can make out that one, and then a little bit further down, you've spotted the same thing down there.
Well, Nathaniel will have a little peek under the curtain.
Okay. Define a little bit. How much? What do you describe? What you're doing?
Well, I think okay. Well, once she's just surveyed the passage immediately in front of her.
Yep.
She'll move forward
Just like that.
to the head end.
Yep.
Etienne will come forward behind her. I don't know about the rest of the party. And she'll just have a carefully lift the hood off the head.
All right.
With a sword out.
Ray would also be pretty keen on having a sniff.
Oh yes.
Yeah, get right in there.
Nothing smells quite as good as a rancid too.
You know it.
Yum yum yum. All right, just 1 second. Where did I put my notes? I could have sworn I put them in a really, 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 really sensible place. When you put something in a really sensible place and it's not in the sensible place. Just coming. Here we go. Okay, great. So those two characters duly move up. Gray, you've said that you're moving up as well.
Yes, please.
To here, I guess.
Yep. Perfect.
Others in the conga line, staying where you are, doing anything else?
I believe Leif is next.
He is.
He would want to move up to the corner, but not go round it, and he would be wanting to watch.
Okay.
From he wants to. Yep. And Kiros will move up a little bit behind him.
Demos
would move up a little bit closer to Kiros just in case he needs a bit of quick healing.
Okay.
But then will move up.
Okay.
Sway around.
Cool. And lastly, Tarquin being played by yourself, Grant.
Tarquin will turn his back on the party.
Okay.
And he's just checking out that nothing's coming up behind us and carefully listening.
Sure thing. Okay. I guess that's a perception roll. Sure. So Neathanel, you walk up. You have your buddy Etienne, like literally, a foot or so away. You reach You didn't actually say you were checking for traps, but I'm assuming you are, and you can make rolls from this point onwards, but you didn't detect anything to this point, and nothing's happened. You cautiously reach down and you pick up this mouldering. It just feels just vile to touch, and you very cautiously pull this mouldering cloth back off this figure to reveal nothing.
There was a shape, though, right?
Absolutely. You can see it there on screen.
Spooky.
Mm.
All right, she'll put it back.
Okay. She does so.
Was there any sniffs?
Oh
come
yeah,
out?
sure. Give me a perception roll, please. Firstly, Gray, and then we'll go to Tarquin. Give me a roll, please.
Awesome. He kind of wants to know if there's any poison he smells as well. Is this something that he wants to know?
Sure thing.
80.
80.
Ooh.
Roll again, please.
Ooh, okay. 41.
And what's his perception?
49.
Gray, you've been in some pretty unsavory places. Actually, mostly hang out.
Things.
Yeah, you have. Often with these people, and also with the previous group that you're with, because of course this character used to be part of the Twilight of the Old Order party. This place just doesn't smell that old, particularly. And of course, we've kind of heightened on Gray being able to smell particularly well. Maybe he does, but he has other senses as well. But we're focusing on his sense of smell. It doesn't smell especially old. It just
So
smells.
the body doesn't seem too old?
No, well, you don't. Your nose doesn't detect anything. The place just smells wrong. But then again, all of the city has smelt wrong. It just.
Yes.
How to describe it? Imagine from a smell perspective, if you were looking. So imagine this descriptor from a sense of smell. If you were looking at an apple, but actually the apple kind of shimmers a bit and sometimes looks like a pear or an orange or something. So the smells that you kind of would expect to smell or may smell or familiar smells or whatever are just off. They're not always necessarily evil or bad, but they're just wrong, different. You don't suspect anything of a particular poison's nature. There's nothing else down here, and there's nothing else that your other senses detect, hearing or sight. Probably about the only thing I would say is you definitely confirm 100% that you'd caught a glimpse of, or the party had caught a glimpse of, down here, another form, and you can absolutely, you're sure of that. Gray, you can see another form under a mouldering cloth. That's it.
Cool.
Tarquin, give me a roll. It's a roll.
61.
61. Yep. And his bonus is pretty phenomenal. He's at negative 25 because he's feeling unwell. I think it's 105 from memory.
Wait for my perch.
Yep, all good, and appreciate that you were juggling not one, not two, but 3 character sheets tonight. And one of those is not one of your own. Same with me.
Uh, perception 93.
93. Cool. Thank you. Tarquin, you actually maybe a little bit of information into your channel. Just take.
Not Tarquin's channel, hopefully.
No. I'll put it in the Ethanol's channel. Just coming. Just coming. Might of course be wrong in your channel now.
Right. And the big thing obviously couldn't fit down this corridor, though, right?
Not a chance. Not
No.
well, not unless something spectacular happens. No way.
Right. All right. Well, I'll keep on it. So I guess Nathan will sort of pass it down the line. Nothing under the cloth, as in nothing. Maybe a spirit that is making that indentation, or it's invisible. Either way, I don't want to touch it. Should just bend down and look underneath the. Does it go to the floor?
Goes to the floor. It's just a slab of stone.
Okay. And she can't see anything on the wall behind, or.
Give me a perception roll.
61. Sorry, 71 plus 82.
She is carrying some form of light source. She has a really good look around. She can't see anything in that alcove.
Okay.
And around. So I'll see that alcove and the next alcove.
She'll proceed down the passageway looking for secret passages, traps, lurgy, nasties, but all the rest of it. Yep.
You've given me a perception roll. Give me another detect traps roll, please.
44
Plus
65.
So Neathanol is confident down to the end of this room. She hasn't seen anything, and she hasn't seen anything untoward, and she doesn't believe there's any form of trap or nasty or anything down here. She's at the corner.
Okay, what can she see around the corner?
Cool. GM might just make sure that make sure he did the change to the map he thought he did. Just a second, please. One sec.
Curtain closes.
Curtain closes. Yes, indeed. Cool. Yes, we're good. Certainly. Just before you do that, Neathanel, you've walked down currently, as I understand anyway, by yourself, quite some distance. Or not really. It's very short. It's only a matter of 30 foot. Are others following or staying behind or doing anything else, please?
It's in or follow.
Grey would also follow.
Yep, Leif and Keros. And when it's Mithan's turn, she would. But I think, yeah.
Demos will hobble.
Yeah. Just a reminder, speaking of poor Demos, before you began the game, just to mention, he really isn't feeling tip-top. He's on 67 hits. He's still at that negative 100. That will, of course, dissipate. You're hoping, or you've been told it will, via the herbs that you've been fed. And you still have that pesky, completely dead left arm. Demos really isn't in the best of shape.
No, quite like a sleep.
I bet he would. bet he would.
Ooh.
Hey, well, there's quite a cozy couple of beds here, if you're interested, or there's a nice table you can lie down on. Mithan and Tarquin, what are you guys doing?
Mithan will proceed as well. Can she do a perception?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
She's particularly looking for secret thingamajigs.
Yeah, roll. Yeah, give me a roll, please.
'83
plus
88.
Okay. Mithan, you also have a light source. You are scouring this passageway, at least at this stage. Everything that you've passed so far, and you're up to this point, you haven't detected anything, you haven't seen anything, nothing is piquing your interest.
Cool, thank you.
Then lastly, Tarquin. Bearing in mind, Tarquin, you can see 100% because you have.
We'll go to the corner.
Go to the corner.
And sort of position himself so he's kind of glancing at the party and then back down the passage.
Sure thing. All right. Neathanel, you peer down and see the following. Another passageway. Distance 60 foot. Down past not 2, but 1, 2, 3 more of these slabs of stone with cloth over a humanoid form. At the very end, you caught a glimpse of it just before. Very end is a door. Relatively narrow, so the tunnel narrows a bit, not a massive amount, but narrows a little bit, and the door is a little bit narrow, but still relatively conventional in terms of size. It's closed.
Okay. What do you think, guys? Feels like it's a great place to be trapped.
You mean a trap on the door?
Well, just generally stuck.
Yeah.
By multiple adversaries.
Yeah.
Is it worth sending Neathanel to kind of scout ahead a bit on her own so she can have a look quickly, or is that just a bit too risky?
What's the length of that passageway that we're all lined up in?
Memory about 40 foot, so from here. Yeah, 40 foot, 41 foot.
Okay, she'd like to take a really good look at that passageway and the passageway she's in, and she'd like to contemplate what it would be like were she to teleport herself from one passage to the other. If she needs to pace it out, she'll pace it out. Any feedback on that maneuver? Not that she's doing it, but
If you took the time to go back and what's the description of the spell? I guess would be useful.
Sorry, how long did you say the passage was?
So this
40
here,
foot.
this here where you're in now
Yep.
is 40 foot.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Caster's teleported up to 50 foot away. Caster can pass through objects specifying the exact distance and the direction to be travelled. If the arrival point coincides with solid or liquid, the caster doesn't move.
Okay. Great. Yep. Great. So you need to be exact. If you took the time, I'll call it by the time you kind of squeezed past everybody and paced it back, call it 15 minutes to squeeze past everybody and measure your steps back and then figure out and measure out this distance, I'd call that good. I'd call you could do that.
She'll suggest that she goes down to the door carefully and listen at it, and then she'll tell Etienne what she intends to do if she gets into trouble.
Okay. Is she pacing things out, by the way?
Yes, yep, she'll do that. Why
Okay,
not?
so take 15 or so minutes. Excuse me, mind out. Excuse me, pardon. Oh, sorry about that. Pardon. Whoops. Oh, sorry about your foot. Squeezing past. Thank you. Good.
So yeah, the point is she'd skip the block in the middle and then teleport into that corridor. Yeah.
Yep, I've got it. So this is a lot more narrow. So this here is, it's this from memory, from the base of the, when I say this, sorry, that wasn't helpful. From the base of the stairs to here is 40 foot, 42 foot to be precise. So you've got a distance of 42 foot here. You've got a distance of 40 foot here. And then where she was just looking, 60 foot down here.
Yeah, so her intention would be to teleport opposite to the back to the corridor where she was. The first corridor.
Okay. So directly across?
Well, it can't be directly because of the stairs, I think. But,
Correct. Yes. So.
Yeah, mark a point. Yeah, fixing her mind anyway.
Okay. Okay. So what's her marker point?
As far as down that passage as she can get, because she'd like to. What she wants to do is go to the door, listen at the door, and then if the door's not locked, she'll prepare.
Yep.
And then teleport if things get tricky.
Cool. Sounds good. Understood. I'm happy that, you've devoted some time, you've measured it out, probably 20 minutes all in all. You've measured it out, you've figured out the distances, you've checked it out, you know what you're talking about. I'm happy to go with that. Done.
Cool. All right. Well, she'll she'll creep now, please, and she will check again, look for tripwires, dodgy flooring.
Yep.
Ghouls, wraiths.
Yep.
And secret passages.
Cool. Very good. We'll come to those rolls in a second. I would like, please, to hear from everybody else. We'll start at the back of the party now. No, maybe not. Probably makes more sense to hear from Etienne at the front. What are your plans as Nathanel goes around the corner?
So he's gonna just keep his head turned around the corner.
Yep.
And keep an eye on things.
Yep.
Without putting his body fully out.
Yep. Sure. Great.
Gray would just be. He'd be kind of standing quite close behind and preparing with his. He's holding his axe. He'd be preparing.
Cool. I was about to say Nicholas. Leif.
Leif, yeah, sword and shield out, and he's fine just there. Sort of a little bit of space between him and Kiros, just a little bit of movement room. But yep.
Kiros.
No, nothing to say really.
Cool.
Should just be checking on victory.
Yep, sure. Demos.
Demos is just swaying and propping himself up with Jamie Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
He's as ready as he can be, but he's not feeling great.
Right, got it. And then finally Mathan and Tarquin.
Sword and shield out for Mathan. Yeah, no, nothing else.
Right, Tarquin.
Tarquin as before, checking both ways.
Yes.
Etienne preparing. Sorry, I forgot to say.
Yeah, sure. Great. Okay, Nyathanel, can you give me one perception and then one detect trap, please?
82.
Yeah. Plus.
Which is detection plus 60.
No, this is perception first, and then detect traps.
Perception then is plus 82.
Yep.
Second roll is 13. Detect traps plus 65.
Sorry, the second roll was, you did just say seconds ago. What was it? 60?
13 plus 65.
Thank you. Cool. You slowly, cautiously move down here, checking each flag, or each. It's actually not flagstone. I meant to say it's solid rock. Just checking the.
Sorry. I forgot to say I was stalking. Oh no, I think I did say I was stalking.
Yeah,
yes.
you did say, yeah, give me a roll if you like to stalk. Yeah, you did actually.
21 plus 119.
119. Reasonably good environment to stalk in. It's flat. There's not a lot of, there's minimal debris down here. Maybe an occasional bit of stone or something from the roof. And you're walking on flat leveled stone. You think you're pretty quiet. You bypass one of these figures. You come up to the second one. And finally the third. You've checked all the way along. You're checking everything, looking at the floor, looking for cracks. Nothing. You get to here. What happens now, please?
So, taking the same precautions, she'd like to approach the door, being really cautious about anything immediately in front of the door, to the sides, above.
Sure.
What does the door look like?
What
kind of door?
Very, very similar to the door that you went into, where the five figures were.
So a bit knackered.
Yeah, not in great shape.
No. So she'd like to approach the door when she's clear it's okay, and then she'd like to listen.
Great. Fantastic. As you approach, something happens, and Etienne, you see there's something that happens, and with that, that's a little taster. The GM is going to go out, get a drink, and I shall come back.
Well, I hope it's something good.
Yeah, it's a sword that just magically appears, and yeah.
Yeah, with $100.
and a portal back to Lendana or something.
Yeah. Really nice.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the risk, Graham or Nathanel.
Yeah.
What do I once I get my $100 and a picture of Ernest Rutherford? What do I? If I snapcast, it's minus 20, isn't it?
30.
30. Do you think that's worth it? Or just run?
Are you thinking about... Yeah. She's pretty quick, isn't she?
It depends on what it is. Yeah.
I'll just run anyway.
Yep. I did put in the chat, and I might mention it to Chris, that Mithan and Leif, I suppose, is logically, if there's going to be something nasty happening, it's going to be those shrouds sort of coming to life, so they're wanting to watch them. There's nothing else to watch in this corridor, really.
No.
Yeah.
Or should I just open the door and plunder in?
It depends what happens.
If the shrouded things come to life,
But perhaps so.
perhaps you should just pump in.
If the shrouded things come to life, we try and retreat back to the bone room, right?
Yeah. Well, then she really is on her own, isn't she?
Well, she just teleport across, right?
Well, she's got to get back in the corridor to do that. It's only 50 foot. If she goes into the room,
Right.
she's stuck.
Well, first thing is, well, something's happened before she's entered the room, so find out what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sorry, Chris, I meant to say before, Leif and Mithan and Keros don't have much else to do in that corridor, so we're watching the shrouded figures just because.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very, very, very good.
How many rounds, by the way, Chris, did it take her to get down the corridor?
I'm going to say, 50 seconds. Well, probably more, actually. So everybody is fully prepared. Okay. Yeah, momentarily. Okay. Can I please ask both Pete and Aiden to slip into something more comfortable? In other words, head into chat room 1, please.
Don't mind if I do.
Good luck.
Bye.
I take it this is going to be good.
Absolutely. You take one step forward, and suddenly a trapdoor opens above you, and fluffy kittens and puppies fall down upon you, licking your face. A ice cream dispensing unicorn appears from the wall, and not only is it an ice cream dispensing unicorn, but it is Neathanel's favorite flavor of ice cream that she has given. And then someone comes up and gives her a nice deep tissue massage. So yeah.
Right.
No.
I was back then.
Yeah, for sure. It would be nice. And look, this is a game of fantasy, so perhaps in another dimension, in another place of fantasy, maybe that is exactly what happens to Neathanel. Unfortunately, that is not what happens to Neathanel right now. She's not up to the door. She doesn't get up. So you are moving cautiously up. As far as you can see and hear, smell everything. There is nothing to alert you to any danger. No issues at all. You're looking constantly for anything wrong. So she's not even up to the door. She hasn't even got up close enough to get close enough to put her ear to it, not on it, obviously, but close to it to listen. So she's not on it. She is about there, perhaps, when a whole raft of things happen at once. Lots of different things. The main thing that she is aware of is being incredibly violently and amazingly quickly yanked forward through the door, which opens in an instant. It blindingly, insanely insanely fast. The door opens, and Neathanel is violently pulled in. At the same time, she is aware of pain and tension. It's not deathly agonizing pain, but there's definitely discomfort and pain on some of her fingers, and also around some of her necks, around her neck, and various other places, I should say. She is yanked violently into the room. What I'd like to do to resolve this, please, is where she's wearing her short sword at her side, correct? I'm assuming.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And
Although I think she had it in her hand, right?
your call. You tell me. I will happily go one way. I'll happily go with the other.
I don't remember what I said. I would have thought she'd had it out, unless you think checking doesn't require two hands, does it?
I would have thought if you're checking on the ground, you'd be checking with your hand, but she's got a hand.
All
right. It's your call. It's your character. It's you.
Yeah.
So you tell me.
I think she would have had it out because it's in a situation of unease.
All right. In that case, your sword goes flying out of your hand, and you are violently dragged forward. She doesn't wear armor, does she?
No.
She doesn't wear leather. Okay. In that case, can you please make an all or nothing, very hard strength maneuver based on both your agility. Oh, no, sorry. By your strength. So find your strength bonus and add on half your agility bonus. This is an all or nothing maneuver.
51.
Okay.
Plus 4 for strength.
Yep.
And 18 for agility.
Okay. Half of 18?
No, sorry, half of 35.
Oh, half of 35, so 18. So,
and we round up, don't we?
Yes, 51 plus 18 plus all of her strength, not half of her strength, all of her strength.
Well, yeah, it's plus 4.
Plus 4? Yes, great. 73. Okay. Neathanel, you... Not an amazing roll, but based on not a great strength, but a very good agility. 73 was the result. Neathanel, you have a 30%, 30 or under chance of making this all or nothing maneuver. Give me a roll, please.
How's 29 for you?
You are kidding me.
I wouldn't joke about such things.
This calls for me, well, to go to find
Yay!
At least initially, and I'm just going to change the map, but you are yanked into the room.
Yeah.
Not a failure. You'll have one more chance to see if you can free yourself. This has at least given you one more chance. So, nice work. And just to check, this is happening absolutely instantaneously. It's yes, nothing you can do effectively. Just give me 1 second to change the map around a smidge. $29. That's hilarious. Zzzt. I'm not going to show you the map because it's, even though you have moved into the room, because this is all happening blindingly quickly. You are hurtling in. You're aware of being pulled, pulled into the room by some extremely powerful, unseen force, incredibly powerful, unseen force. What's if you yeah, you now have some. The good news is you now have some space either side of you. So you're in a room that is is wider, is definitely wider than the very narrow tunnel that you're in. Can you please make a second roll? This is the absolutely the last chance saloon. Had you failed the last one, you wouldn't have even got to this stage. So well done so far. This is now an extremely hard maneuver. Extremely hard. So before you roll the dice, please. You're being pulled through by a force that you cannot get out of the you can't get out of the way of. It's too strong. You're being pulled, you think, by your belt and also your pack rapidly into the room. What you can attempt to do by making an extremely hard maneuver, and it's so hard to keep your feet, and it's so hard, you're using all of your might, is to try to jump to one side or the other into this free space in the room. It's a very hard maneuver. Just get the details in a second. So the same. So the same plus 18 to your roll for your agility and plus 4 for your strength. Give me a roll, please, and make it a cracker.
Can she cast?
She can't.
Huh?
She can't cast.
I was just thinking more about if it's a movement, whether she, because instantaneous.
Can't cast. Give me a roll, please.
Because I've actually got leaping instantaneous.
Can't cast.
Six.
Six plus 18 plus 4. 28. Did it before. Can you do it again? You've got a 5% chance.
No, I don't think so. 32.
32. I'm sorry. the ethanol coming up on screen. You are pulled with terrible, terrible, terrible haste, blinding, basically, into this room and smashes onto this metal plate across the door. So the door from which you came in was here, and you smash violently onto this wall. Is it a lantern or a torch that you're holding?
Torch.
Torch. The torch falls to the ground, presumably back here outside, so you're probably unaware of your surroundings. Give me a give me a give me a self-discipline roll, please.
88.
88. I'm going to say somehow miraculously, maybe it was the short sword being yanked out of your hands that did it in a split seconds, maybe whatever it was, but you have the presence of mind to hold on tightly to that torch. So at least somewhat familiar. The torch most likely will drop when you smash into this barrier and the spear's on it. But you at least have some light there. Neathanel, can you please roll? Firstly, a large bash attack on yourself.
Now?
Yes, please.
45.
Could be worse. Could be a lot worse, actually. Afraid you don't get your shield. You don't get your DB. You take 17 in a D crush. Can you roll the D on yourself, please?
Ugh, game over. 95. I don't see as a way I could have got out of that, really. But anyway, yeah, okay.
Blow shatters shield arm. Bone severs vein and an artery. Foe dies of shock and blood loss after 9 inactive rounds. Ouch. How many lives does she have left?
Only one
Okay.
left after this.
Okay. And then on top of that, please, 1 to 6 spear attacks on yourself. Roll low, please. I'll say 1 to 6. So roll a 1d6.
Difference, is it? 3.
3 attacks. First roll on yourself, please.
42.
Okay, just coming. $42. No. B. No. Not that. That's Oh, 42. No, hang on, let's try that again. I'm completely messing this up. 85 there, and a 42. That is 23 and a D puncture. Roll the D, please.
52.
52. The first of these 3 spears strikes you in the chest. 5 hits. You're bleeding at 3 hits per round, and you're at negative 15. You must parry next round. That's the first. Second, coming now. Give me a roll, please.
67.
Is 30 and an E puncture. Roll the E.
Yeah, I don't think there was any surviving this. 40.
40. This one goes through the meat in your thigh. Take 3 hits. Sorry, you take 2 hits, and you're bleeding at 3 hits per round. Now bleeding at 6 hits a round. One last spear. Give me a roll, please, Neathanol.
88.
Same result. 30 in an E puncture. Roll the E puncture on yourself, please.
16.
16. Wham. Neathanol, you have 1 more hit until you pass out. Bleeding at 6 hits a round. You're at negative 15. You see yourself. You can't see yet. You can't see the map yet. But you can see the map. You are in a room. Looks like this. There is a stone wall here up to the door, which is here, slightly out of view. You see around you other victims of. I'm not going to change your character. Other victims of what appear to be this trap: bones, skeletons, etc. There is something over here glowing in the darkness. So longer into this room. So this room continues on in this way. You are pinned to this wall by your backpack and your money belt. Your short sword, you see, is also up against this wall, and the pain that you felt in your fingers and around your neck was any jewelry you're wearing was instantly ripped off you. All of your rings, any amulets, any items from your ears, any small pieces of metal are now affixed to this wall. That is where we're going to leave the ethanol. Can you please pop into the other room and ask the others to? Yes.
What is probably? Can I have my last action? It probably will be the last action. So, well, it will be the last action.
So you are must parried 1 and you are stunned 1. Yep. What is your last action?
She wants to cast.
Okay. Is it an instantaneous spell? Because casting is a 75% action, and she is stunned, which means she has 50% action. Do you want me to check, Graham?
No, I'm looking. The only thing she can do instantaneous is leap.
She can't leap.
All right, well, to them. Well, she may as well cast. All right. I don't think it's going to do any good, but she'll cast Pain Relief 1.
Okay. Is that that's instantaneous?
Instantaneous.
Cool. What does it do?
Well, it's not going to be enough, but it heals 1 hit a minute. If the caster is unconscious, the spell operates without concentration.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Say again. Say that again.
Heals 1 hit per minute. If the caster is unconscious, the spell will operate without concentration.
Okay, 1 hit a minute. All right. Give me a roll, please.
83.
83. Is there any reason this? I just want to check my thinking. She's got a negative 15 to this roll. Only would fail on a 1 or a 2, normally negative 15. Actually, hang on. I'm really, really sorry, Graham. I am really sorry. Must parry this number of rounds. For this number of rounds, a target may not attack. They may only parry with half their offensive bonus. The only other actions allowed are move and a maneuver, both modified by negative 25. We haven't played in the past that stunned characters can cast spells. We've never done that.
Right.
Sorry, we've never.
And she can't leap laterally.
Well, I'm just going back on all of the games we've ever played, and
Yeah.
we've never played the stun character can cast spells, and it is in the rules that they can't cast spells. I'm sorry, Graham.
Yeah, I think that I can't actually see a way I could have got out of that. Yeah, I don't see anything I could have done differently. All right, okay, I'll go back.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Graham, you there?
Yeah.
Are the guys coming?
Yeah.
There we go.
Here we go.
Okay.
Hello.
We are into rounds.
Oh gosh.
And the very first thing that happens is, and Etienne, you're peering around the corner. Etienne will give you first action despite the order of rounds, Etienne, because you're watching this and it's based on your reaction or what you say or do or whatever. You see Neathanol down the corridor being suddenly moving at an incredible pace through the door. The door opens, and I should do that. Not that. Actually, the sound effect's probably irrelevant because it happens all so fast. But hey, because I've got a door open, there's a door open. But it insanely fast. She is pulled into the room. Maybe a cry of pain, perhaps, and you see her torch fall down. You can't see far into the room. The light is very low. You would have to get quicker. Now, Graham, I'm very conscious that you are playing 3 characters. You're playing the next character in the party here. You're also playing the character at the end. As best you possibly can you please work on what Etienne would do based on that limited information, and rather than what you would know?
Does Niathanol get a word?
She'd have to shout it, but yes.
Yeah. So she'd like to scream it as loud as she possibly can.
Yep.
Magnet death.
Okay. Technically that's 2 words, but you can have 3.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Magnet death. Etienne, you've heard that. What do you do?
He'll shout back and say, Niathanol's been sucked in through a door. She's just said magnet death.
All of the party have heard that.
This is quite tricky because
It is.
I know, so I don't know if I should probably be the one to make decisions. What I would say is that he understands what the word magnet is, but I will leave the decision making to the rest of the party.
Thank you. Cool. Great. Thank you. So he's said that. Does he do anything?
He waits for some decision on the party.
Okay.
From the party.
So
could I roll to see if Gray knows what magnet is?
Yeah, definitely. And thank you. And I love this. This is excellent. With a number of games, I'll just take a quick side trip for a second. Quick segue. A number of role players will roll a dice on a whole bunch of different things off to the side. And Pete, I know you do this occasionally. They will roll to see what their character's reaction roll is. They'll roll to see whatever. Absolutely, you can make a roll like this, and I think it's more authentic. So you give me a roll. Would you like some guidance on what that roll might be, or do you want to roll it yourself, or what?
I guess it'd be a 1d100, and would it be like, I don't know, under 50 he doesn't know, over 50 he knows?
Well, what's his best? He's not a particularly book-learned, educated person. What's his best level of knowledge? Or language.
This language is Peldeguran, which is a 5.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty basic, and it's a pretty basic language to begin with. I'm going to say I think it's a D100, and it's just pure dumb luck. I think it's a 50% chance, 50% one way or the other. So
Okay.
So 50 or your call, 50 or above, he does know. 50 or below, he doesn't know.
I'd say 50 and above he knows.
Okay, give me a roll.
Oh, he definitely doesn't. He rolled a 19.
Okay, so Gray, you've just heard a word that you just don't understand what it means, but you do know the word death.
Yes.
So when we come to your round in the second, we will do that. Who else may not know? Demos would probably be the other one, I'm guessing. Everybody else is quite well educated.
Yeah. Can I roll for Demos too, actually? Is that all right?
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll.
Yeah. He's rolled a 79.
What's his education?
He's got 6 in Fibronic and 6 in Western.
You're cool. That's quite a high roll. you go with what you feel is good.
I feel like maybe there's a potential that he would know what it is because he has worn armor. He's a soldier. Maybe he's come in contact with some kind of magnetized armor or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
He
right.
lived in a palace where people were learned, so maybe he picked stuff up.
All right. Cool. Go with the fact he knows. All right. Very good. So let's just go through. So Etienne has said something and is effectively waiting for a response. The next to act is in fact Gray in initiative.
Well, I think Gray's quite confused. So he probably would be like, "What is death?"
Mm-hmm.
Is what he would ask. He'd probably ask Etienne because Etienne's in front of him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What is death,
What,
Etienne?
what is death? I mean, yeah. I mean, we're technically in round, so and I'm keep it moving in that way. But yeah, sure. Have a quick conversation.
Attracts metal. Powerful force attracts metal.
Okay.
Is good. Okay.
No, death sucked her through the door.
Ah, it's bad. Okay.
Yeah. You catch
Metal.
on.
Yeah.
It's usually bad. This is bad.
50% left to act, Demos.
Okay.
60% left to act.
Okay. Well, if he kind of understands that, I'd say he probably wouldn't be using his axe then. He'd probably change to using his crossbow. So he'd get ready to change
Okay.
to crossbow.
All right.
Be wood, I guess.
Again, if you ever wanted to check, and again, there's no need sometimes to consult the GM. It's up to you to do this. If you ever want to make a reasoning check to see if you can figure it out, or if you ever wanted to make a presence check to see if he likes someone or he doesn't like someone, or an intuition check or something like that, feel free to just roll and just do it yourself.
I'm going to roll for it. I'm going to roll.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just taking up a bit of time, but I will just roll for that. 52. I think he gets it, kind of.
All right. What does he do with his remaining 60%?
I think he'd just be thinking if metal was bad, probably holding a big golden axe not good.
Okay.
So he'd be looking to change that.
Very good. Okay. And it's something to take out his
wooden
crossbow.
crossbow.
Yep.
Yeah.
With metal on it.
Oh, with metal.
So the span is made out of metal.
Right.
Most of it's wood.
Okay. That's the best he's got.
All right. Cool. The next person to act is Mithan. You've just heard this, Mithan. It's a bit faint, but you've heard it.
She would like to do a perception roll.
Mm-hmm.
Please. She's just going to look particularly at the shroud. She's worried if something happens there. I mean, she's so far down the... yeah. She rolled an 86.
86.
Plus 88.
Yep. Mithan, you see this cloth twitch.
Okay, she will say that cloth twitched, and she will, she'll say I saw this cloth twitched, and she will stand ready with her weapon.
Okay, great.
But she'll shout, "Someone follow Neathnal, take your metal off," is what she'll say as well if she's got action.
Yeah, she's got action.
And opportunity parry.
Okay.
Yep.
Done. Demos, what do you do, please?
Demos. I just don't think he's going to be capable to be running after anybody at the moment. he'd probably just kind of move to the side to get out of the way in case anybody needs to get somewhere fast, and just hold his ground.
Sure thing. Done.
Yeah.
Done. Leif.
Leif will yell, "I'm going," and he will drop his pack, drop his sword. He'll try and take all of the metal, anything metal off him as he squeezes past Grey, squeezes past Etienne. So I don't know how much he can, dropping 0 but action, but he would want to get everything metal off him.
Okay. Well, let's try to figure this out. You do remember at the very before you came down into this area, I did ask where placement of objects were.
Yep.
What metal objects does he have on him, and where are they?
He's got his pack, which has got a whole lot of metal, so he'll immediately drop that.
Yep.
He's got a hood. I assume I don't know if that's got a clasp, but if it does, he'd want to rip that off. Shirt and pants, boots, socks, cloak, and gloves. I don't think any metal there.
Yep.
He's got a ring, which he will take off. Target shield, he of course drops. He drops his pack. He's got arrows and a quiver carried on his back, so he'd like to shrug those off. They've got metal. He's got a weapons belt and scabbard at his waist. He'll slip the belt off and whip that off. And I mean, if he has to drop his pants, he will.
Yep.
He's got a dagger and a longsword, both of which he drops. And on his weapons belt is his. There's nothing in his pouches that are metal, but I think if the belt's coming off, so it's got the pouches attached to it.
Right.
So, but everything else is in his pack.
Okay, so you're correct in saying that it's a 0 action to drop something that's in your hand. I'm going to say to take a backpack off does require probably 20% effort.
Yep.
You've got to shrug it off. You've got quite a bit to do there. I'm going to say that's probably quite a lot that you just listed there.
Yeah, for sure.
So is that 3 rounds action? 2 rounds action?
2. You can
Two,
whip the belt off
you
pretty
can.
quick,
Yeah,
shrug off your pack, shrug off your quiver. I mean, most of the stuff, it's his pack, it's his belt.
Yep, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So
can you do it simultaneously?
Yes. So he's disrobing and doing that as he's moving.
Yep.
I'll say for this round, while he's doing that, he is. I'm trying to think as a GM if I could have or asked. Else anyway. The metallic anyway. Probably got off a little bit lightly there. So first round squeezed past Grey, shrugging stuff off as he goes. One more round, he will have passed Etienne, and at the end of the next round, he'll be here, and he'll be free from equipment at the end of that round.
Cool. Thank you. He'll be yelling out, "I'm coming."
Okay, right. Next is Tarquin. Tarquin, you have vision. You can see in the pitch black as if it was daylight. What are you doing, if anything? That's you, Graham.
So I'm just getting he's wearing chainmail, is he, I think?
No, he doesn't wear armor. He wears leather.
Well, he's right at the back though, right?
He is.
Okay, well I think he'll draw his he's always got his sword out. You said there was twitching?
Yes.
He's got no magic weapon, of course. Jesus. I don't know, do some philosophy or something. We're just not prepared for this, are we? Well, if something twitches, he'll strike it. Regardless.
He is attacking. Okay.
No, no. If something twitches, if something attacks him,
Oh, if something
he'll
attacks
know.
him.
All right, he'll go full parry. It's not my character.
Okay.
Full parry, looking at the twitching bodies. The one nearest him.
Okay, done.
Yeah, sorry, can I just jump in there just because it's not your character, Graham? He does have a he's. I don't think it's been mentioned on the sheet, but we have got him carrying the plus 15 dagger that casts banished demon once per day. I assume that means it's magical, so he would at least have a plus 15. Yeah.
Okay, then I will. Thank you, Pete. Sorry, it's not on the character.
Yes,
It's not on
great.
the character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, Chris, it's not on the character.
Yeah, fine, absolutely fine. Yep, all good.
So he will opportunity attack if that thing turns aggressive, he will attack it at the end of the round.
Got it. So he draws the dagger and waits. Got it. Okay, very good. Tarquin, can you please give me actually, Tarquin and Mithan, can you please both give me passive perception rolls? First Tarquin and then Mithan. What's the roll, Graham?
Sorry, hang on. This is Tarquin.
Yes.
It is 19 plus 90.
Yep, got it.
Whatever it is. 3.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And Mithan?
I hope it's masked. That's
It is.
2.
2. Yes, it definitely is masked. Oh, yes.
And 88.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Mithan, a little bit of information coming into your channel in 1 second. Once the GM can find his wee button. I found my wee button. Got wee button.
Will she have action to share?
What did she do this round?
Oh, she perceived and then stood ready to parry or attack.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Coming. Just coming. Coming. Mithan coming into channel now.
So she will share that. So I think that I can hear a sound back down the tunnel the way that we travelled. So she'll be saying that in general, but also sort of directing it at Tarquin because he's closest to looking down there.
Okay. Tarquin, you can see in daylight, and you are looking that direction. You can't see anything. Moving on. Next is Etienne. No, sorry. We've had, Etienne, you had initial action, I guess, if you wanted to follow it up, or you can wait. Up to you.
I think he'll cast inspirations on the party. If that means he needs to move a little bit to get everyone in, he'll do that. So, yeah, he'd prepared, so I will cast.
Well,
Inspiration.
just a sec. That's where characters are currently standing.
And so, what is his distance from Tarquin?
Sure. Whoops. Uh, 40 foot.
Oh, that's fine. 100 feet is radius.
Okay.
Inspiration is 3.
Mm-hmm.
2, sorry. Caster inspires all allies who are within the area of effect. All allies gain a +10 to melee attacks and moving maneuvers for the duration of the spell. Bonuses do not apply to the caster.
Okay. Great. You've been preparing for ample rounds. This roll fails on a 1 or a 2.
$80.
You're fine. The spell goes off. How long does it last?
1 round per level. 8 rounds.
8 rounds. Great. If you can roughly keep track of that, that'd be great. We're in round 1 now. Very good. He has 25% action left. He can probably make out a little down the tunnel.
Well, I think he's not going to go down there for obvious reasons.
Mhm.
He'll turn and face the nearest body to him. Or actually, I think he starts sort of back down the corridor. Urge Grey to move back down the corridor and back away.
So backing up this direction.
If anyone else, if Grey's conducive to that.
Is Grey conducive to that?
Yes. Is he aware now of these bodies shifting, moving about?
He hasn't looked yet.
Ah, okay.
Or,
So
he's not aware. He's not aware of anything. No.
Okay.
He backs down, or not?
Yep, he would back. Yeah,
Okay.
no, he would back down.
So Leif, you're kind of staying there, and Etienne, you move back a little, about there. Okay.
I don't mean to game it, but Mithan was wanting to sort of warn people. When she said, "I saw that twitch," she was not
Sure.
whispering.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I realize that. Yep, got it. But that you're referring to that one. Gray might have heard that, but he hasn't seen anything himself. Okay. Okay. Now, Gray and Etienne, you are aware of this shroud moving back as though someone is pulling it back, just as Neathanel did before. And then it just slowly crumples and lies flat.
The sheet is laid flat, so there's nothing underneath it.
Correct. So there is still a sheet there. I've just removed it, as you just saw. So the sheet is still lying there, but there is no form underneath it. Unless, in Etienne, well, no, Etienne, you can't do anything because you'd already had 25% action. Gray, you didn't give me you didn't give me an opportunity action on something. So, and I think you have already acted. So, yes, that's what you see.
Cool.
Keros, you would have noticed that, and you certainly would have heard Mithan's comment, and everybody has heard Neathanel scream. What's she doing? That's you, Pete.
Yeah, sorry, I thought I'd take myself off mute. Just. So she saw the shroud coming off something. Yeah.
Just a second. So she is standing right there. She has just witnessed, as Grey has, and as Mithan has, that the sheet, which looked like that, a form underneath it, its form sat up for a minute, and when it sat up, there was nothing underneath it, and then it, not slowly, not fast, but just suddenly, then the sheet just lay flat. So she's staring at a sheet lying here. So the piece of cloth, this mouldering cloth, is still here.
I'm really stuck because I don't know exactly what Keros would do. She's changed. She would have used to have just done a shot. She would have shot a shock bolt and shot first, but she has changed.
Phone a friend. Ask others. You're playing someone else's character.
So I've got two options. She's got two options. I just want to know, just honest opinions. She can shoot at the space with a shock bolt, and then she would move behind Grey, or for the 25% action, sort of scuttle behind him, or she can scuttle behind Grey and hold an action and have an opportunity action, and think she's going to duck out from behind him and shoot if something nasty happens. Honest opinions, what would she do?
She always shoots. She does.
She does. You're right. Yeah, absolutely right. She does. Yeah, she would like to ice bolt the space where right in the middle of that space. She'd like to aim for that space. I know she can't see it, but she would like to aim there. Yep. And then with the 25%, she's going to scuttle behind Grey, like slip behind.
Great. Give me, please.
I don't know that great.
Yeah. Before you roll the attack, give me, please, just a D100 roll.
69 dudes.
69 dudes, cool. Have at it.
Cool.
Didn't say she prepared, but she doesn't.
No. She's 72.
72. Heros. 72. Okay. The spell definitely 100% goes off. And this is quite fetid and quite close and humid down here. Suddenly, just for a second, everybody just gets this nice kind of little bit of cool air as this area here just turns to ice. And then she scuttles down.
Oh, nothing more. Okay.
Next to Grey.
There was no little screams of pain or anything, or ghostly wail.
That was that. I'm afraid.
Ooh.
Thank you.
This cloth here does the same. Tarquin, you're waiting to be attacked as an opportunity action. Mithan, I think you were doing the same. Demos, you were standing to one side. You can always, of course, cancel for a 10% action. But this cloth here is also doing the same, beginning to sit up. Cloth falls away. There's nothing there.
If once he sees it twitching, Tarquin would like to stab the cloth.
Okay. Okay, sure. So you'll get a negative. What did Tarquin do in his round?
He didn't do anything, I don't think.
I think you're right. So you can attack with a 90% action.
Okay. 65.
You are at a negative 25, unfortunately. What was the roll? 65, yes, and his dagger skill.
It's half his short sword because I can't see a dagger.
Thought he did have a dagger skill. I've got one listed. I've got it as 63. I might have given you the wrong character, Graham. I've just suddenly realised I think he's 9th level. That's my bad. Let me just check.
Yeah, there's no dagger on here. All the skills are in the wrong, different orders, strange orders though, so they're all mixed up.
And yeah, Tarquin is 9th on the tracking sheet. Just if that helps.
Yeah, thanks. I might have. I think I gave you an 8th by mistake. That's 100% my mistake. Sorry. I'm looking at this character sheet now, and just again, always appreciate people sitting in for others. Dagger for him is 90, and the last thing but I can't. No, maybe I am wrong as well. In that case, yes, half his short sword, which is what have you got it as, please, Graham?
8th level. It's a bit weird because he's got a knife throwing skill. Like what? Not a knife.
Yes. Yep. He doesn't have it. I can't see it. So
well, I don't know. He may have added to it last time, but I have 73 for a short sword, but I don't know what that is.
That's what I've got. Yep. So, 77 divided by 2. So actually 77 according to the more updated sheet. So 38 rounded up to 39 for his roll. So between us, if we can remember, 39.
So he's got plus 10 because he's within range of the what's it.
Yes, that's true. It's true.
And apparently he's got a dagger.
That dagger's plus 15.
Cool.
Plus 15, plus 10. So actually, ends up being 64 he attacks with Etienne's helpful plus 10 inspiration. And however, and you rolled a 65, correct? Yes. Yep. Yes. You stab at the sheet. Just a poor stab, and your blade finds stone. Doesn't find anything underneath.
Mathan would like to attack as well.
Okay, what was her action? Well,
she had.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
She had done a 30% perception.
Yep.
And she'd done a wee bit of talking, so 60% attack.
Done.
Cool. Attacking. Good for the roll. Yep.
Yep, please.
69 again. Oh.
69 with a broadsword, and your skill with broadsword, please.
Yep, 104 times 0.6. 62. She's got the plus 10 from Etienne, but she's using a medium range weapon.
True, medium range weapon. Thank you for your honesty. Medium range weapon in these confines.
Does the alcoves help with that?
No, sorry. -30.
Whoa. Okay.
So, yeah, what is her broadsword, please?
62.
62. 62. She had more than that, actually.
Oh, she's got 104, but 60% of her 104 is 62.
Okay, 60. Okay, 62. Thank you. Why is that keeping on giving me surprised? So cut that.
Well, we are.
Cut that in half for confined space.
Yep.
However, you do get Etienne's bonus, so that's a 42.
Yep.
And the roll was a 49, is that right?
69.
69?
Yep.
Sorry, it was 69 dudes. Yes, this time the blades strikes home. And yeah, can you please yeah, give me a roll. It's 12 and a B, by the way.
Well, and a B. A B 100. Oh, 15.
15, cool.
Yeah.
Glancing blow.
Can she?
Another 3 hits. You have the initiative next round.
Can she activate her shock bolt, please?
Yes, she can. How does that work?
Second time today. It gets half its DB.
Yeah. What's her bonus on the other attack?
Oh, so she's got a shock bolt. Her skill is. Where is it? 41.
41. Thank you.
Plus 41.
Spells. It's a shock bolt. Thank you. Great. And you said half its DB. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Thinking being that the sword's already connected with it. Yeah.
That's right. 5 in an A electricity.
27.
27. 27. Another 4 hits.
Thank you.
Next. What? Etienne, which way you... Where oh, you're here. Leif, you see also that cloth is gone. You're facing this way as you're preparing to go down the tunnel. That cloth is gone.
Can he say anything?
He's pretty busy taking stuff off. He can give us three words.
Oh yeah. This cloth's moved.
Okay. Done. That is the end of the round. Rolling initiative. And we are going into, because you guys have started very unkindly slashing at things, attacking things unnecessarily. We're putting on some combat music. Rolling initiative. Nathanal, what was going to happen? Well, what was going to happen to you has happened. Gray.
Yes.
What do you do?
I mean, he's kind of heard quite a bit of things going around him, seen ice bolts, been shocked. He'd probably want to have a good look around. And,
Yeah,
so he'd want to do a little, what is it called?
perception.
Sorry, my brain is.
That's all right.
Yes,
That's
a
all right.
perception would be wonderful.
10% or a 30?
A 30%.
30%. Give me a roll, please.
Cool. 18.
18. It's masked. Could be very good.
Oh, it's open.
What's his skill?
49.
Okay. Really hard to tell, Gray, but you think you, as Mithan did, might have heard something up this way.
Oh, okay. Look, he was in the process of swapping his axe for his crossbow, but I think because he doesn't seem to be going the way of the thing he doesn't understand, he would like to change back to his trusty axe because things are moving about him and he can hear some sounds. So he would be getting out his axe.
All right.
And he'd just like opportunity action for anything coming at him or Keros or anyone around him, if it does happen.
Okay.
The rest of his move.
Yep. But look, he was only partially getting out his crossbow last time, so you can swap it back, put the bow back, take out the axe again. Yep, he's now armed again.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure thing. Keros, bizarrely enough, really bizarrely enough for a change, what does she do?
How hidden behind Grey is she?
That.
Okay, she would like to shock bolt the alcove and then move more behind Grey. Like, well, actually, she wants to move behind Grey is the most important thing. If she can do that and still have 75% to cast a spell, she'd like to do that.
Okay.
I mean, if that means him, guiding him closer to closer to the slab, she would. But she's.
Give me a roll. Yeah, give me a roll.
So she can move behind Grey better, as well as do a spell.
She
Gray's
have.
happy to point her in the right direction if, she needs the help.
Yep. You can kind of. It's very tight. I mean, you'd basically be really blocking the corridor. Well, yeah, you would be blocking the corridor from anybody else because she'd be wedged in behind Grey. You can squeeze. 2 people could squeeze past, but 3 would be require a maneuver. So if she did that, she would be blocking the corridor. So she could do it, but she'd be making it really difficult for someone else to pass. There just isn't room. It's narrow.
Okay, well, she needs cover, so she's going to do that.
All right.
But she does get does that take more than 25% action?
No, I'd give her that. She's right next to
Okay, cool. Shock bolt towards the alcove, please. I mean,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Give me a roll.
Sort of firing blind, but 94.
94, good roll. Could you roll? Sorry, I meant to ask you beforehand. Could you roll again?
D100. 61.
Okay, great. This poor, unoffensive block of stone first gets iced and then gets electricity. Smash. She's just blasted the stone, well and truly. And she snuggles up next to Grey.
Thank you.
Next. Okay. I'm just going to do something. GM's going to do a wee something. He's going to do that. going to do that, and he's going to do that. He's going to do that. I'll just be a second, guys. Of course. Okay, one more second, guys. So, further down this way, there is this noise.
What noise? No.
And all of you, with the exception of Tarquin, I would like, please, to make a channeling resistance roll. I'm gonna start firstly with Leif, and then just go down this. Please don't roll yet. Just hold fire. Just need to set myself up. Okay. Okay, we will go for Leif first, please. Leif, give me just a second. What level are you, please, Leif?
9th.
Okay. Give me a roll, and then tell me what your channeling resistance roll is, please.
Roll of 57.
Mm-hmm.
Channeling is +10.
Okay. Leif, this terrible sound just crushes into the very core of your being. And inside you, it feels like your organs are about to rupture and break, and there's just an incredible, intense pain. You take 10 hits damage. Next is Etienne. Etienne, what level are you, please?
8.
The same. Give me a roll, please.
18 plus 14.
Exactly the same for you. Intense internal pain, and you take 10 hits. That hurt. That hurt a lot. Moving down the line, going down our conga line. Gray, you are next, please. What level are you?
8.
Oh, happy coincidence. Give me a roll, please.
98.
98. Gray, you stand firm. You are having none of this, and you absolutely stand firm. You take no damage. Keros, same thing for you. What level are you, please?
10th.
10th, just 1 second. Cool. Give me a roll, please, Keros.
89.
89. Same for you. Not today for Keros.
Cool.
Demos.
Oh,
Please.
also level 8.
Cool.
Oh, 39.
39. Demos. Tense pain racks your poor body, and you take another 10 hits. Oh man, that hurt. That really, really hurt. And then finally, Mithun. What level are you, please?
She is 10th.
Cool, just a second. Yep. Oh, and she wears leather, correct?
She does. Yep.
Cool. Give me a roll, please.
69. A third one tonight. 69 plus 30 for channeling.
And she is fine as well. No damage. Leif, you have your finishing stripping off, and in doing so, you move to here. You see, glancing down here, that not that you saw initially, but none of the coverings. None of the coverings appear to be covering anything. You're finishing off, stripping off. You'll be able to act next round. Stripping down. Tarquin, you several things. It's not your turn to act, but the very first thing you firstly hear and then see is this door behind you, and a terrible figure comes shambling out. This Tarquin going into Neathanel's channel is what it looks like. Coming into your channel in just a second. On your turn, Tarquin, grateful if you can act or respond. Quite your turn yet. Oh, damn it, and I shared the... Idiot. I shared the wrong screen, didn't I? Never mind. There we go. Go like that. So anybody that was watching the stream would have just seen the image that I was trying to hide. Never mind. Next... that figure moves out, Tarquin, into the corridor, and there is another behind it. Looking like... I'll perhaps show you at the end. Similar. Let's go with that. Next. And a third. from closer down where you are, Leif. There is another of these terrible, terrible screams. It sounds like. And we're going to rinse and repeat for those characters on screen. I'm just going to simply tell you the number you need to beat once you tell me your level. So first off, Leif, your 8th level, is that right?
Nine.
9th level. Leif, you need to beat a 42.
Yep, 85.
Great. Etienne, what level are you, please?
8.
8th. You need to beat a 45.
67.
67. You're fine. Your 8th as well, I believe, Gray?
Yep.
Oh. She was a little bit harsh on Etienne. Anyway, you made the roll. You need to beat a 45, please. Great.
34.
34. Again, intense pain. And Gray, you take another 10 hits.
Does he add his channeling?
I don't know. Did he?
I
The
didn't.
roll was 30. The roll was 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Shouldn't really be helping people.
I mean, his channeling's only 2, so he
Okay.
still fails.
He still fails. Thank you. Cool. You take 10 more hits, unfortunately, Gray. And then lastly for Keros Pete. She is 10th, is that right? Is she 10th, Pete?
Oh, yes, sorry, yep.
Thank you. She needs to beat a 39.
Beat or meat?
She needs to beat a 39.
Ah, she rolled a 14 and her channeling's 25, so that's 39 exactly.
Sorry.
Ah.
Keros, you take another of your precious, no, the first of your precious hits. She's on 31 hits.
Yeah, she's not got many.
No, she does not. Next, again, you would say this time somewhere here, you don't know where, this terrible sound. This one's right next to you, and we're just going to go down exactly the same. Level Leif is 9, is that right? 9 Leif?
Yes,
Yep,
9.
Yep, cool. You've got to beat a 27.
Yep.
Great.
Done.
Cool. Etienne, you've got to beat a 25.
Yep.
Great. Same for Gray.
Yep.
Keros,
Inf.
you've got to beat a 19.
89 plus 25.
Nice. Demos, the same as Gray. Whatever said that was.
51.
51, you're fine. M.E.R.P, the same as Keros.
Which was 18, I think.
Yes, 18 or 19. Yep,
Yeah, 82 plus 30.
fine. And then finally, this time it does affect Tarquin. Yes, Tarquin is 9th, so the same as Leif, which was top of your head, Pete, if you can remember.
Like a 25?
Was 25, yes. Go for it, please.
7 plus 23, 30.
30, he passes, even with a modest roll.
It's not modest as shit.
Be polite, be polite. And then, yet another that affects all of you. We're going to keep rinsing, repeating, and I'll tell you what we need to beat. Leif, you need to beat, please, a 47.
Yep.
Etienne, you need to beat a 45.
Yep.
Next is the same. No, for Gray, you need to beat a 50.
Yep.
Great,
You got a 90.
nice. Keros, you need to beat a 44.
Yes.
Demos, you need to beat a 50.
Oh, no, 26.
Demos, another 10 hits.
Yeah. Oh, God, he's only on 30 now, I think.
No, 47.
47.
Mithan is 10th, wearing leather. Need to beat a 44.
Ooh, no. 34 was the total.
10 hits for Mithan.
Okay.
Oops. And then finally, Tarquin, who does wear leather. He is in 9th level. 47, please, Tarquin. Hello, Tarquin. You there, Graham?
Sorry, what?
Need
Be what?
47.
28 plus. Yeah. Yeah, he's alright. That's 23.
Okay, great. Demos is next to act.
Cool. Is he rolling? Sorry.
No, he's not
No.
rolling. No, it's his action.
Oh, God. Devos, what can you do? I think he's just going to have to do full parry for whatever comes to him. I don't think he's going to lunge at anything.
Okay, sure thing. Okay. A fourth figure has appeared outside the door, Tarquin. They're slowly moving towards you. I'll show you what they look like in a second. Mithan.
I'm sorry, I missed. Is Mithan aware of Tarquin's figures?
She's heard a door open, and she's probably heard. Yep.
Yeah, no, she'll have made the connection. This is not unexpected. We've all been paranoid about. Yeah. She would like to opportunity action. She will move. She doesn't know things are coming, but she knows someone's opened a door. if Tarquin moves and it gives her, and so she will move into position next to him if there's space. Otherwise, if by the end of the round he hasn't moved, so she can do that, and she would parry or attack as needed. If by then if he hasn't moved or given her space to move to see down that corridor, she will re-attack the stone slab.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Tarquin, it is your turn to act. You have seen. Just do this for a second. Oops. There we go. Tarquin, you can see all of this because you have vision as though it was daylight. Peering down the tunnel behind you, you can make out 4 figures, or not make out, I'll show you what they look like in a second. And the 5th is just exiting the door. Tarquin, this is just for your information, but I'm going to share it with the group because I just can't be bothered messing around. This is what you see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't appear to be particularly hurrying. They're not rushing. They don't have anything in their hands. And they're just slowly moving down the corridor at a very, very sedate pace towards you. You are here.
So the first thing you're going to do is shout.
Just make it a little bit lighter so Tarquin can see, even if you can't.
4 figures alive.
Okay.
And then he's going to run into the room where the guy was chained up.
Okay.
And then he's going to stand at the entranceway and opportunity attack the first figure. He just wants to get some room so we can attack from more than one angle.
All right. So opportunity attack.
Yeah, and if Mithan obviously shouted warning.
Yep.
If Mithan decides to come into the room as well, he would make room for her.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it would be an opportunity attack, assuming the thing turns. Well,
what does he do?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah.
Cool. Great.
I'm just covering bases in terms of what else happens.
Okay. Mithan, you did act first. You've just seen Tarquin move, and you've got now this information.
Thank you. He's moved, so she will take an opportunity action. She'll just change it. She'll change it. She was going to parry. She'd like to, so 10% to change. She'd like to place her lantern down in the corner behind, so in that other corner, diagonally opposite.
So here.
No, other one goes to the left.
Corner.
Here.
No, to the left.
Oh, there. There.
Yeah, that's on. Yeah, that one there. Thank you. That's 20, I think, to put something on the ground, and then she'd like to unsling her shield, which I think is 30.
Yep.
So that's 60% action. So and then she would stand blocking the corridor. Well, she's always blocking the corridor, but she would stand where Tarquin was, sort of thing. So she's now got her shield and sword, has got light, and she's standing essentially where those things will come up to her.
Okay. It's not gonna work.
Yep. Nice.
Certainly doesn't let off nearly as much light when it's on the ground.
No. Yeah. So yeah, she's in the corridor. So the idea basically is that when that guy comes and perhaps attacks her, Tarquin will be able to get a flank attack on it.
Okay.
So she's squarely in the corridor, squarely in, looking towards the stairs.
Okay.
Being brave.
Right there.
Yep.
Facing down that.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
what's the alternative?
Okay. Very good. Very, very, very good.
I think someone said something about being a trap somehow.
Lovely. Very good. There is another, I think I've actually lost count, of these horrible screams. Oh, this is probably the last time I'll play it, at least for a bit. Cool. And we're going to go down. Everybody is affected. We're going to go down the conga line again. We are starting with Leif, or we will in a second. Leif, you are, remind me again, 9th, correct?
Ninth. Yeah.
27.
Yes.
Great. Next is Etienne, who is 8th. 25. Hello, Etienne.
Yep.
Great, thank you. Next is Gray, the same level, but hang on. 30, Gray. Good, Gray?
Sorry, no, he didn't get it. He lost.
Bang! Another 10 hits for poor Gray. Down to 102. Bits of your innards are being yanked out. Yikes. It doesn't feel nice at all. Keros, you've got to beat 24.
Which she does. Yep, she
She
rolled a
does?
9, but her channeling's 25. Yep.
Great. Next, Demos, you have to beat a... 27, please.
Okay. Yep, he did.
Cool.
He did.
Okay. Mython, you have to beat on as a 10th level a 24.
Yep.
And then lastly, Tarquin, you have to beat a 30. Hello, Tarquin.
Sorry, it's 30.
30, yes please.
18 plus
23, 3,
3, yeah.
30, 41, you're fine. Next to act is the last of these figures has come out of the door. And then last to act this round is Etienne. Etienne, what are you doing?
He'll prepare.
Okay. It's 9:45. I'm happy to play one more round. I'm also happy to leave it there. What would people like to do?
I can do another round if everybody wants to do one.
Yep. Okay. Next round. End of round. Initiative. Rolling initiative. We are. Oops. No, we're not. Rolling initiative. We are off. Gray. Can you give me a perception roll, please, Gray?
Sure.
Or a
50.
passive perception.
58.
Yeah. 58. Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Great, thank you. What does Gray do?
Ooh, hopefully he's perceived something. He is. I mean, he can't see what's coming, can he? So he's got his axe. He's just opportunity action. Yeah, he's aware that he might want to kind of jump to the side if Keros is going to sling an ice bolt down the corridor. So he's just kind of maybe inching his way towards that side of the corridor.
Okay.
Yeah, to see what's happening.
All right.
Yeah.
So moving the opposite side. So I've got in my head, I've got Keros kind of back here. Gray's moving.
He'll be wanting to move towards Tarquin, I guess.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Yeah, so around
Keros. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
away from the magnets.
okay, pushes past Keros. He could just squeeze past. I should probably ask for a maneuver. No, I won't. No, he's moving at walking pace. I won't ask for a maneuver roll.
Yeah.
And I'll say he can move.
He's creeping.
Yeah, I'll say he can move past Demos too if he wishes.
Yeah, he'll go past Demos.
Cool. Excellent.
And yeah, just opportunity, action, parry, that kind of stuff. Yep, he's gonna
Cool.
attack whatever comes.
Done. So this figure here actually hit them the wrong way around. Erk. There we go, that's better. This figure here, the very first one you saw, glances at you, Tarquin, and glances at Etienne, and just barks out a word. Doesn't sound like a very nice word. And that's it. Until his companions start moving back. And then as they move back, he just raises his hand, and they don't move back a lot, obviously, as you saw. It was literally kind of shuffle. 10 or not even 10, yeah, about 7 or 8 foot. Stretches out a hand and just says something nasty at M.E.R.P. Okay. Mithun is mirroring leather armor.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. She is 10th level.
Correct.
Can you please, Mithun, make a channeling resistance roll? Do you want to know what you got to beat?
Yeah.
You have to beat a 95.
Nope, she doesn't.
Okey-dokey.
She rolled a 22 and her channeling is plus 30.
Sure. There is a blinding pain, and Mithun, I'd like you to roll a 1d4 before you do. A 1 is your right arm, a 2 is your left arm, a 3 is your right leg, a 4 is your left leg. Give me a roll, please. 1d4.
Arms and the legs. Odds are right. Cool. D4. So 2. So left arm, her shield arm.
There is an intense pain in her left shield arm. She can't use it. And my god, that hurts. She takes 15 points of damage. And did she have her shield at her side? Or a shield on her arm,
Yes.
I should say. She's dropped
Yes,
her
she did.
she's dropped her shield.
Okay.
And give me a roll, please. A high roll is good. A D100. A high roll is good for you. A low roll is bad for you.
57. Over half.
57. Okay. I am going to say, Mithun, you are at a negative because of the pain and the shock of whatever's just happened to your arm. You're at a negative 30 on your
Oh
arm.
my.
Yep. That really hurt. Leif, you are free of your metal items. What do you do?
What can he see down the end of the corridor, please?
Give me a perception roll, please. You get a bonus to this.
20.
20. Yep. Cool. So you see, and obviously this is for your information only, you see the following. Oh, I've lost my field of view. You see down this tunnel, and you see Neathanal. I knew I should have turned her before. Anyway, I didn't. She is lying slumped. Her her head's down on her chest. She's got several spears sticking out of her, and she is rigid. However, somehow she's held up, and she is on this metal, what appears to be wall or something at the very back. Her torch has dropped down to the ground, and that's why you're able to see. And miraculously, it's still burning. So she's pinioned to the wall. Her head's down. And even from this distance, you can see a lot of blood.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Just just before you do, can you make a another perception roll, please?
Yep.
A freebie.
59.
Cool. Okay. What do you do?
So can he make a judgment call about her chances of being alive, basically? Amount of blood and where the spears are positioned and things like that?
If you like, sure.
What's that based on?
What I've told
Reasoning?
you. What I've told you.
Oh, okay. Where are the spears?
Sticking on her body,
Yeah.
out of her body. Too much information in a hurried space of time. It's not through her chest, through her leg, and through her side, do you think?
Give me a second. Can he take half his round to think? Like he's in shock, sort of thing. He's just to absorb. And can you come back to him?
All right. Okay.
Just,
Yep.
just,
Yeah.
just-
All right.
I'm trying to think what he would do.
Very fortunately, I'm a very benevolent GM. Yes.
You are.
Tarquin. Tarquin, you have just seen maybe you're aware of this figure stepping back, and then you've heard Mithan cry out in pain.
Okay, well, sorry, where I can't quite see where he is, where this figure is, and where he is.
Correct, so you can't see him.
Or the figure.
Yes, correct, he's moved away.
Oh, he's moved past me.
No. Oh, sorry, you haven't been looking at the screen, Graham. Sorry. The figure moved back out of your field of vision. You can't see the figure.
Right. Well, he'll
So-
he'll run forward and attack it.
Okay. It's a very short distance. I'm not even gonna. It's within 10 foot, so I'm not gonna give you a penalty.
82.
That's a good roll. Yep.
And whatever his dagger is.
I think we figured out it was 64 before. He is penalised, unfortunately, because of that negative 25. So he gets the plus 15 for the dagger, he gets the plus 10 courtesy of Etienne's spell, but he is suffering from just feeling rubbish. And he swings, he does 4 points of damage. Next is Etienne Gilderflower.
Alright, fuck it. He's gonna, as fast as he can, move down the corridor, knocking people out of the way if he has to. He's just to get down to the front. He's just gonna go in.
What?
He's gonna say out of the way and move forward. He wants to attack the figures. He might be able to do it this round, but he wants to move as far down as he can.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, okay. I guess what I'm trying to pick up on is Tarquin is aware of information. Is there something that's prompting Etienne to do this?
Yeah, the fact that 4 figures have come alive and he's just heard that because it was screamed out by Tarquin.
Okay.
And he can't see any other of these shrieky things, so there's not much he can do.
Okay.
So he wants to move towards the enemy of his faith at speed.
Okay. So, so your call. I said last time you can push past 2 people walking. No issues. So you'd get up to behind Grey. If you wanted to push past more, I would ask for a maneuver roll. Your call.
All right, well, we'll see if he can round Grey.
Okay. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Before you roll. It will be it'll be a light maneuver based on moving an armor skill. Give me a roll, please.
-21, no, -11, 10.
He slips, he stumbles, he shuffles, he makes essentially no progress. Manages just to get past Keros.
All right.
Keros, your action.
She'd like to shock bolt the alcove next to her again.
Sure. Oh, could you give me a perception, please, as well?
Uh, 56.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sure thing. Give me actually, and Etienne, I should have asked for you, and I didn't. Give me just a perception roll. Hello. Hello, Etienne. You there, Graham?
Yep. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, what do I need to do?
Oh, a perception roll, passive perception for Etienne, please.
90.
90. Cool, thank you. Sure. Shock bolt away, please, Keros.
Does she need to roll a D100 first?
Yes, she does. Yep.
17.
Cool. Give me a roll.
Her attack is 35.
Cool. There is another blast of energy. And this poor, inoffensive piece of stone sitting down there, minding its own business, has just been zapped twice with electricity and blasted with cold. What does Keros do with the remainder of her turn, please?
So it's a sort of odd thing, because Mithan could feel she connected. Keros doesn't know if she's connecting or not, does she? She doesn't know if she's done damage.
Sure. I mean, this is kind of where, we're kind of gaming it.
Well, and that's why she's sort of been persisting, because she's not sure.
Sure, yeah.
But there's been no reaction. Really, I mean, sorry, hasn't heard any sort of whimper or cry or growl, or apart from the shrieks. She's got 25% left. She will call to Leif, because she can see him standing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for her. Thank you.
Okay. Check
She'll say, "What can you see?" Or, do you need help? basically.
Mm-hmm. Cool. What Leif can respond?
He'll shake his head and basically say, Neathel's been speared. And then if he can finish the rest of his turn, I mean, he's feeling shocked and he doesn't like what he's seen. But in his, I think he wants to help his friends, but he's also rational and he doesn't think he can help her. He can't. His first aid's rubbish. He can't bandage wounds.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to go and recover his sword.
Okay.
And shield.
Okay. So it's right behind him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Cool.
he's just feeling, I mean, sicker than the rest of the situation is, because that's a hard call. He really wants to go and try and aid her, but in his judgment, if there's other enemies, and he's heard that call from Tarquin, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. He's done that. Speaking of Tarquin, this figure here attempts to do something unpleasant to you. Tarquin wears leather. This is a... Tarquin is 9th. Was that right? Tarquin, can you please also roll a channeling resistance roll? Do you want to know what you have to beat?
Yeah.
64.
74.
74, you're okay. A wash of maliciousness flies over you, but you are safe this round. Next is Demos. Demos, can you also make a passive perception, please?
Yep.
Just a random luck.
21.
21. Cool. Okay, great. Thank you. What do you do?
He's aware that people kind of want to move around, so he's just gonna kind of put himself against the wall and just kind of be out of the way. And he'll just be ready to stab anything that comes around the corner if it comes around.
Done.
So it's just 100% parry.
Done. Mithan, can I have just a passive perception from you, please?
Jeez. Yep. 99 at negative 30.
Yep, cool. Okay, Nathan, what do you do?
She'd like to move into Tarquin's room.
Okay.
And go to the... She would like to move to the... to the left-hand side, so she can still sort of see a little bit into the corridor, but isn't blocking the doorway. Yeah. Is that right?
Anything else? Anything else?
There's no way she can make an attack past Tarquin, is there?
No, it's too tight. If she had a spear, but not a long sword, not a sword.
Yeah, no. Opportunity to move out and attack again if she gets the chance, but otherwise, bad words.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is the end of the initiative order. That is the end of the round, is what I really meant to say. And I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight, unless people want to say otherwise.
Feels like a big session.
Was a big session. Rolling credits. Trying to roll credits. There we go.
Sorry,
Golly.
guys, I had to go get my chips.
Nice.
No worries. Into the rounds, into round 8 and into the session. Goodness.
Ethanol.
Yeah, not sure.
Is she? We don't know.
Vader to Neathanol for being willing to take that to go ahead.
Yep. So when you were all discussing who was going first, initially it was going to be Etienne.
Oof. The metal man.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
Etienne, who has a piece of metal attached to his arm permanently. So that was interesting that decided that Neathanol would go first.